Hi everybody, welcome to Taught Me Not. Today we're going to be starting off our blanket cardigan temperature project of 2023 with a design video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is start our design process for our blanket cardigan that we are going to be doing as our temperature project for this year. I would love it if you guys wanted to crochet along, wanted to join in the design process, design your own. If you do that, please let me know. Go ahead and find me on Facebook in the group Taught Me Not VIPs, or you can also tag me on Instagram at Taught Me Not. Or you can, of course, send it to my email. It's just taughtmenot@gmail.com. And I don't know if YouTube allows you to do pictures in the comments, but if they do, feel free to drop those below as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. When you're going to design something, the first thing you want to do is to draw it out. I'm not an artist, but we're going to go ahead and do that. So a blanket cardigan or a blanket gan is essentially a rectangle. This is an erasable pen, so what I'm going to do is just kind of draw a little line right here so I can tell how long each line is. It does not need to be perfect because it's a rough sketch, but I want to have a decent idea. So this is going to be my center. Right here is the middle. We're going to go ahead and split this into thirds, so I'm going to go ahead and count my boxes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 8 boxes on each side most likely. Perfect. Okay, so we have 16 boxes. We need to divide that by 3. So we're going to actually erase one to make it nice and simple. Our number is 15. We're going to go ahead and divide that by 3. It's going to give us 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be on the other side. And then we'll do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and use these guides to draw our lines down. Wow. The only reason that I made them equal in size across is just for symmetry in the drawing. In real life, we are going to fit this to our bodies, and more than likely, these two panels will end up being smaller. When I say these two, I mean this one and this one will end up being smaller. So realistically, it will probably look more like this. It may even it could even be out a whole other line from there. It doesn't matter. We're not looking at this for dimensions. We're just looking for the basic shape. So the basic shape of the cardigan is going to be a rectangle. We're going to imagine looking at this from the inside. There's going to be an armhole, which again we're going to fit and shape to our bodies. So we don't need to worry about exactly where that hole is going to be right now. That's something we'll figure out as we are designing and as we're working and crocheting. Okay. So here's where we're starting. We know we're going to have an armhole here, an armhole here, and we're going to have a rectangle. The only reason these panels are important is for finding the placement of those armholes. You're not going to see 3 separate lines coming down your cardigan. We are not going to even crochet these as separate panels, most likely. we will just crochet it all as one piece with 2 holes for the sleeves, and then we'll go back in and put the sleeves in after that. So this is our basic sketch of our design. We've got the side panels, which when this closes over the body are going to come out in front over here. And then we have the center, which when it closes around your body is what's going to wrap around your back. And then the 2 armholes are right here and here. So that is our basic sketch to get started. The next thing that we need to do is to determine what temperatures we want to include and assign a color to a temperature range. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to Google temperatures for the place I live over the last 5 years, 10 years. We'll see what pops up. And we're going to use that as a guide to help decide how large the range needs to be between each color to make sure that we have enough colors for the weather that we are likely to get this year. So I'm going to go ahead and pause now. Okay, so what I've done while we were not together is I've pulled up a chart of the weather in my area over the last 10 years, which is actually a little surprising to me, but I am only looking right now at averages. Average temperatures, actually that's incorrect. I am looking at averages for the month, but it includes highs, average, and lows. So the month of January over the past 10 years has had an average low of 25, an average of 31, and an average high of 40. And then in the summer, let's see, the hottest month has been July, and that has an average high of 86, average of 76, and an average low of 67. I don't think this is going to be as helpful as I thought, because I know for a fact that temperatures in our area go above 100 every summer, and they go below 0 every winter. So I'm not sure that looking at monthly averages is going to be as helpful as I thought that they would. So what we're going to do instead is just assign a temperature category to each color. So we're going to start by listing out each of the colors, and we're going to do those in order from the darkest color to the lightest one, assuming that I can find the darkest color in this bag. This is it. There it is. All right. So the darkest color that we're going to be using is this one. It is the color Currant. And we're going to write that right here. Now, these do have dye lots on them, and I want to talk a little bit about dye lots. Now, normally in a large project like a blanket, a sweater, something like that, where you know you're going to need more than one skein of yarn, dye lot is really important. So you would buy multiple skeins of yarn at a time. However, in a temperature blanket, it's less of a concern because the colors are going to be more spread out. Even if the color change did end up being close together within the same color, I think it will be okay because of the way that this medley yarn is, the way it has these different patterns and splashes in it. I really think that it will be fine. So we are going to go ahead and brave it. We're not going to worry about finding the correct dye lot later on when I eventually run out of some of these colors. We're just going to do what they are. So this is Currant. That's our hottest color. Our next hottest color down, I believe we were doing Rust. Or was it Autumn and then Rust? I think it was, I think we're going to do Rust next. then autumn, and I know that I had the rose last. Okay, so rust is this one right here, which again, lighting makes such a difference. This looks so much oranger on camera than it really is. And even lowering the light is not helping with that. So it is not bright orange like that. That's just the document camera. But we're going to go ahead and put this color next. So this color is rust. Okay. After rust, we're going to put autumn, which is this one. And this one is brown. It looks green on the camera. That is a lie. It is not green. It is brown. So this color is called autumn. Yep, just double checking my spelling. And then the next color we're going to use is the rose. Okay. After that, we are gonna put, we're gonna put forest. So this is gonna be our like spring color. So this is just called forest. Then we're gonna do our darker blue, which is called denim. And I don't believe there's a U in that word. Denim. And this is the color if you missed the last video where we did the unboxing. Oh, it's actually called vintage denim. So let's redo that. Vintage denim. Okay. And then after the denim, we're going to have the brighter blue. So this one is called Blue Note. Okay. And then the very last color is this one, which is pearl something, pearl gray. All right. So now that we have all of the colors listed, I'm going to go ahead and put them back into the bag just to keep them safe. I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I have a dog. He is adorable, and I love him very much. However, he is a little bit naughty. And by naughty, I mean he goes through mommy's things, especially her yarn, when she's not looking, and he eats it. So we're going to hide that from him so that he cannot get into any of it. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, we have to decide what we want each of these to be assigned as far as a color. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. Given that the weather here is rarely below 0, I'm going to divide 100 by 8 using my computer's calculator. So let's see, 100 divided by 8, that is 12 and a half. So we're going to take 12 and make that our range. So this current is going to be anything 100 plus. If it hits 100, it goes up there. Pearl is going to be 0 minus. If it's 0 or a negative, it's going to be pearl gray. Rust is going to be, what did I say we were taking, 12? Yeah, so it's going to be 12 less than 100. So 100 minus 12 is 88. So this is going to be 88 to 99. Then 88 minus 12, 76. 76 to 87 is going to be the autumn. Then we're going to do rows. So that's minus another 12. Will give us 64. So 64 to 86 is going to be rows. And then forest. So 64 minus 12 is 52. 52 to 64. That worked out nicely with the green being those kind of spring colors. I like that. Okay. And then the vintage denim is going to be a little colder than that. So this is going to be minus 12 more, which is 40. So 40 to 52 vintage denim. And then the blue note minus another 12 puts us at 28. So 28 to 52 or 51. Sorry. Wait, that is incorrect. This should be 51, and this should be 39. Okay, so this is what we're going to do as far as our temperatures. And then the last step that I'm going to do in my journal for now is I'm going to go ahead and take pieces of the yarn and just tape them in right next to this.
So all we're doing here is taking out some pieces of yarn, putting them in the right order, and then taping them next to the name, being careful to line the pieces of yarn up with what the name says. You don't need to do this step if you are not worried about forgetting what the name of each yarn is. All right, so that concludes our basic design steps for our cardigan. We will get started on our creation of the blanket cardigan and discussing which stitches we think that we might use throughout in our next video. So stay tuned for the next one where we go over the creation of week 1. I'm thinking that that video will most likely come out on Friday, so keep an eye out for that. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button now so that you are notified once the video is uploaded. Thank you all and have a great day. Bye everyone.